Make me dream. Gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go.
Wow. I like that intro, man. I really do. Hey, guys. This is Terry with NSPS TV Paranormal Podcast. Everybody, welcome to the Lion's Den. I hear an echo already. I hear an echo.
Hello?
Maybe, I don't know. But anyway, hey, welcome. My name is Terry with NSPS TV. What is that echo? It's coming from...
I hear it too.
There's an echo, guys.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Who is that?
Who is it? Is it me?
I think it's
Yeah.
you, Mom,
Why is it echoing?
because you have your volume turned up really loud and your mic is picking it up.
Yeah, turn
No,
the
I
volume
don't.
on your phone down.
I can
have
hear it all
way
I can hear it all the way in my bedroom. You might want to turn it down a little bit more.
more.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Then I won't be able to hear anything.
Do you have
All
your
right,
Sounded a lot
earbuds?
better.
I got it.
All right. There we go. Hey, welcome to Sunday Evening Podcast. There you go again. I don't know what that is. But anyway, I hope it ain't the aliens like last time. But we're on a... What? I don't know what that is. But anyway, let me get started. Hey, tonight, I had to bring you guys back, man, on the show because things were happening a little too weird on that podcast. So I'm glad for you guys to come back and join me on this Sunday evening. Gina, I really appreciate you taking your time on a bitter, cold night, here in Texas and just around the country. It's 21 degrees here, and that's unusual for Texas.
Wow.
21, I can see it up in Michigan or somewhere up north, but this far south, something's going on. If you guys don't believe in global warming, just ask the people down here in Texas, and we'll tell you otherwise. You know what I'm saying? January, 21 degrees, never even heard of.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, there's something.
That is cold.
That is very cold.
That is very cold.
Yeah.
Hell, I seen a cat run across the street on my way home. I started to kidnap him just to keep him warm. You know what I'm saying? But hey, apparently he was going somewhere in such a hurry. Hey guys, yeah. But tonight we're streaming live, Facebook, Twitch, Instagram, YouTube, and we're internationally, Tokyo, Japan, and in the UK. So you guys are all around the world. So say hello to everybody. Everybody just wave your hands. Say hello to everybody. Hi, guys.
Hello, everybody.
The reason why I asked Gina to bring you guys into the show or back to the show is because I wanted to get the full aspect of your paranormal team. You know what I'm saying? Because when you have a team such as yours and big, you want to be able to talk to, and interact and hear every aspect of it. because 1, 2 opinions might be different. You never know. You know what I'm saying? So, with enough said, hey, those of you that did not come on the last podcast, please introduce yourselves.
I know I wasn't. I'm Deb. I'm in upstate New York. I've lived here my whole life. So thank you so much for hosting and having us. I'm excited to have an opportunity to chat.
Sure, no problem.
I'm Scott. I am the co-director for Empirical with Gina. And I also live here in upstate New York. And I'm really glad to be here.
Nice to have you on this cold evening. All right.
Thank you for having us.
You know what, Gina?
What's up?
You're welcome. You're one of my favorite upstate paranormal investigators. So,
Yeah.
welcome.
Thank you.
You and Amy, man, y'all had me rolling last time.
We are instigators, that's for sure.
Y'all had me rolling last time, man. So, it's cool to bring you back. You know what? I'm going to pick on some of the guys I don't know. And we're going to start with Scott.
Okay.
Now,
Ooh.
Scott is... Tell me a little bit about yourself, Scott.
Well, I grew up here in Binghamton. I went away in far upstate New York, where it's even colder and snowier, for college. And then I stayed in upstate New York for 20 years. I worked for Medicare up there for a long time. A few years before I moved back down here in 2020, I found a paranormal group there. They were called Pit Crew, and I worked with them for a few years. Moved back down here just as COVID hit. Literally the day that I moved down here was the day that they shut everything down. And I've been down here for a couple of years now, and as soon as COVID was kind of lifting, I went out and found this group and joined up with Gina and everybody. Okay,
now how was that process? What did Gina put you through? What did Gina put
Oh man, you don't even know what you're asking. You don't even know.
What did she put you through, man, to initiate you into the team?
There's supposed to be three investigations and
A meeting.
a meeting. And I did one investigation with them, and Gina says, "You know what you're doing. You're part of the team."
Oh, damn, that's quick. Well, you know what? I'm really surprised because most paranormal investigators, man, the way they initiate somebody into the team, man, you got to bring some donuts. You got to bring some snacks for the investigation. You got to do all kind of weird stuff.
So my interview was at Dunkin' Donuts. There was donuts, and she had rented into like the conference room where you could go in, and then there's like 4 people asking me questions and answers. So yes, that she likes the interview style, just like you were saying. So.
See? Now, how did I not know that? We didn't even talk about that the last time, did we?
No.
If it helps at all,
no.
I initiated them rather than them initiating.
Oh, yeah, okay.
That is facts. That's facts.
That is so funny. You know what, guys? You guys are lucky to have somebody like Gina as your leader. Right. And so on and so on. But you know what? If I was up there, man, I think I would be a part of the team too.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I would definitely. Hey, every investigation, I would be your donut guy.
Hey.
I ain't got no problem with that.
We do have snacks and candy and our drinks.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Deb, tell me a little bit about you.
I've again, I've lived in New York most of my life. I took a couple months and moved out to Arizona. Don't know why I moved back. But hey, you know, when you're a New Yorker at heart, you're a New Yorker at heart. So that was my extent of travel for the most part. I've always been interested in the paranormal. I waited until later in my life to like pursue it. And I went on a couple of investigations with Empirical, and I loved the way the team vibed. I really got along with, I mean, I didn't interact much with them. I'm more of a wallflower, but I really enjoyed their energy and the way that they conduct themselves. And when there was an opportunity to be a part of the team, I said, I want in, please let me in. And I had to sign a non-disclosure, so I can't talk about what they put me through. But, I carried equipment. I walked up and down those stairs like 5 million times. I made sure Dom stayed out of Gina's candy and Gina stayed out of Dom's candy. And
I took a little bit of everybody's candy.
Well, these seem like we got a candy problem.
We might,
Oh yeah.
no,
might have
there's no
candy
problem.
That was mine all the time.
Hey, how was the holidays for you guys? Was it pretty slow? What did you guys do for the holidays?
Well, December 2nd, before the holidays, we did a fundraiser at a museum up here. And we raised a lot of money to help keep the museum open. It's called the Bundy's Museum of History and Art. We were on the verge of closing. And I think they raised $7,000 in one day when we were there for the fundraiser.
Okay.
So we did that.
Wow. Okay, cool. It's weird because the holidays came. I didn't get any gifts. I mean,
Aw.
I don't know what happened with you guys. I mean, I'm stuck down here, but I did not get one Christmas gift from you guys.
Listen,
Well, you have us now.
yeah, and our Christmas party got snowed out, so we couldn't even have our own Christmas party.
Yeah.
No Christmas party, sadly.
No Christmas parties?
It got
No.
snowed out.
The first snow of the year.
It snowed out.
Oh my God. See, Deb, if you would have stayed in Arizona, you wouldn't be dealing with what you're dealing with right now.
I know. It snowed once when I was there. It shut the whole city down.
Yeah.
Arizona's haunted as hell, though, isn't it? We should all go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tombstone is my favorite city. I love
Awesome.
Tombstone.
Superstitious Mountains, man. That's where I want to go.
Yeah.
That's the perfect place. You know, the one thing about having a podcast, guys, and I'm being honest with you, is all the people that are on social media gets to see you. Especially when you live like this, you're all across the world and across the country. Everybody wants to come out and promote their brand. Are you guys able to see the comments?
No.
I saw one, I thought.
Yeah, I thought I saw one, but
There's one here. I don't know if I even want to pull this up and let you guys see it. You know, but this guy, he's been on before, and he wants to promote his. You know what? And I'm all about promotion, and all that good stuff. But when you shock me like this, and he's mostly talking about me.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm not into that. I mean, if I like to promote, I like to promote within. I like to promote myself. That's way, if any money has been spent, I know where it's going.
Yep.
And it won't be an issue. But hey, hi, Cheryl. Cheryl is from South Texas. Torres Paranormal Investigation. Hey, I know it's about 90 degrees down there in South Texas.
Oh, I'm jealous.
Yeah, I'm jealous. Wow.
It has to be. I don't even think the cold front has got that far yet.
It's 16 degrees where we are right now. I would be killed to be in South Texas.
Yeah.
Thanks for that bash of reality.
Yeah, man. Okay, guys. Starting with you, Scott. Tell me exactly what you do for the team. I'm curious.
Well, I'm kind of a little bit of everything. I do investigation with the team. I primarily did most of the video recording for a while. And then we got Deb, and Deb likes to do the recording. So her and I and Amy usually take turns with the recording when we're live. I have helped to do some of the paperwork stuff for Gina and get us some investigations. I have helped put together the web page, and I helped with Gina to set up our new merchandise page that we have merch available out there now. So that's kind of stuff that I've been working on.
Okay, Scott, are you willing to move to Texas? I can hire you right now. I mean, I don't want to take him away from you, Gina.
Hey, no.
Oh no, he does.
Because everything you talked about, I think every paranormal team needs. They need somebody to do exactly what you do. And it's really hard to find people like that because once you do, the dollar signs come out. Now, you do all this willingly, and once the dollar signs come out, man, I'm not from Hollywood. I mean, I don't make that type of money. You know what I'm saying? So that is something that I think everybody needs, man. So if you want to share your love and come down here to Texas, hey, I would love to have you.
A Texas visit would not be unwelcome in this time of the year for sure.
Well, and the good thing about it, you might have to bundle up, but you don't have to put on that fourth layer of clothes that you have to wear up in New York City. The 2-layer might be good, but that third and fourth, you're not going to need that, buddy.
I can tell you now that a t-shirt and shorts is what we wear when it's like 55 and 60 here. So.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's a heat wave.
My wife used to think I was crazy because I used to wear stuff like that. Yep, she thought I was nuts because I used to wear flip-flops because I'm from Colorado originally. I wear flip-flops and a muscle shirt and some shorts. And when I go to the store, people look at me like I'm crazy. I'm like, well, I might be, but you know what? I mean, it's not as cold as you think it is, compared to up in the Colorado, up in the mountains. It gets pretty cold up there. Deb, what exactly are you doing for the team?
I am still very new, but like Scott said, I do take the video. I love to just observe everything that's going on. I try to capture as much as I can. We'll hear something and you'll see the camera run. That's me. I'm running to try to find where that noise is coming from, who spoke in another room where there shouldn't be anybody standing. And I am a crazy history buff. So I am going to work on the history part of everything. Get the backstory, where the families came from, what happened, anything good and juicy, or even just the benign, just whatever information that we can have that will help them tell their story to us. I'm all about that. Joining historical societies in our local communities and getting to know the historians and everything. I love it.
Well, hell, I need you too. Damn. What the hell is going on?
You need us all. Yeah.
Come on, man. I mean, I don't have a big apartment, but I think we can all fit. I think we can all fit. Yeah. But okay, you know what, guys? Keep doing what you're doing because, your team would not be as successful as it's, if it wasn't for the people in the background. You know,
Absolutely.
those are the ones that make the team go. All the people that are in the back doing this, doing that, whatever you guys are doing, hey, keep doing it because you're doing a great job.
Thank
You
you.
know,
Thank you.
but I got a couple of questions that are popping in already, guys. You guys ready for this?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right. There you go. First one of the day.
Oh, what kind of equipment do we use? Oh gosh, we use the Ghost Box along with the Portal. We use REM pod, K2 meters, what music box? What else, guys? Dowsing rods,
Yep.
Yep.
Voice recorders, video
Yeah.
recorders, GoPros.
Kind of a little
pendulum.
bit of everything, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've got
You
the
know-
app on my computer.
Oh, wow.
and we
You know,
also use
I
our
can honestly-
sensors too.
I can honestly say, man, those LED dowsing rods are freaking amazing. My team was able to buy some. Those things cost like $200, but
Really?
they're LED, man, and you can just see it at night. And the way, oh my god, dude, it is so freaking cool.
Nice.
We're looking at those.
You know, but they're kind of expensive.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Hey, Deb.
we have cat balls all over the place.
Yes, we do.
Oh my god, yeah.
Hey, but check it out. But aren't there some cat balls that that are just still at some locations? Because I left a cat ball last Friday night at a location, and man, I think I leave cat balls at every location I ever investigated.
We try to count them.
Yeah,
I
Gina
think-
and Amy know exactly how many cat balls we have at the beginning of the night. And they check them all
Yeah.
back.
They're almost like a calling card though. Like everyone will know when a paranormal investigation team has been around because they'll find
Right?
it.
Right.
Hey, is a paranormal team back here? Well, how do you know? There's a cat ball over there in the corner. Yo,
This
so,
place is haunted. How did you know? Well, there's a cat ball.
you know,
Marble. Yep. Marble. I use those as a trick item.
I'm sorry, guys.
We started
Comment.
using stuff from just regular stores too. I got a couple of touch lights from Five Below,
Mhm.
and for Halloween we had some motion detectors that were from the Dollar Tree that we used for a while.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yep.
man,
So,
that is
just
American.
trying different stuff. That's all.
You know what? Five Below, man, is a paranormal investigator's dream.
It is. I agree.
You can go in there and find all kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
You know,
And I
if
think somebody mentioned the SOS camera. We have 2 of those now.
Yeah, Amy just
Oh, yeah,
got one for her
SLS.
birthday, and
Yeah.
she's discovering the powers of SLS.
I did.
Yeah. I don't know if I ever asked you guys this question on the last podcast, but I think I might have. But you guys don't really use any apps from the phones, do y'all?
No.
Yeah.
No. The reason being is with most of the apps that you get on your phone, when you go and you download them, they're in the entertainment section, and they have a disclaimer on them that they're for entertainment purposes only, and they're not true, paranormal equipment. So because of that, we will take into consideration, we encourage our guests to use whatever they would like to when they're investigating with us, but we don't take that as solid evidence when we're getting some of the results that they get from these apps.
So if you was to use them, so whatever you pick up would not be genuine.
Right.
Pretty much. I mean, there's always a chance
be
it could be, but it's indeterminable. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Okay. Very interesting. Dom,
Mhm.
what's going on, brother? How you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great, kind of cold. How hard is it for you being the son of the team leader? Did she always get on you when you guys are in investigation? When you mess up, did she? How's everything between you two?
I'm legally obligated by the team's contract to not disclose that information. I'm just kidding. No, I definitely get held to a little bit of a higher standard because I have to live with her, so I have to hear it from her more often. But it's not bad. It's I don't feel like I have any more or less responsibility than a lot of the other team does. In fact, I actively choose not to take on a lot of responsibility because I don't really do well under like a heavy load like that. And also there's enough team members here where I feel like they can all share the duties pretty equally. Like even though I run the tech stuff, like these guys help me out more than I could ever reward them for.
Right. Now it would seem that you and Scott will have a lot more in common considering that you guys are in that same field. You guys will have a little bit more, conversation, a little bit more one-on-one compared to the other team members.
Oh, yeah, me and Scott are besties. Straight up.
we can talk tech stuff to some extent, but yeah, I'm starting to get up there in years, so tech is starting to become more of a mystery to me as the years roll on.
Okay, who's the youngest one on the team?
Well, no, not anymore. Not anymore. I'm not.
Mary.
No,
Mary.
Yes.
I think Mary is.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's not angry to me.
Okay.
She had to work.
She had to work. Poor man. I understand that. I just got off of work. Working on Sundays. Yeah, I'm gonna have to fix that problem. You know what I'm saying? But
you had a comment where somebody had mentioned a 12-year-old, and that's funny. My son is 12, and he would love to be a member of the team.
Well, Gina has an age limit. Am I right, Gina? The last time we talked.
Yep.
Okay. Now I might have brought this up to you before. Why come you guys don't have a junior team, somebody that you can train for the future?
I'm not sure because I think when they're younger, they're still vulnerable to a lot of different things, that they might not understand. Like the paranormal field is something that I would say that young children shouldn't be doing until a little bit older. Just
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to figure out what I want to say. It's just the maturity part of it,
And we have had investigations where people have brought, I think they've brought older teenagers, like 16, 17, 18, in that area. And they do well with it. I don't think I've been on maybe one investigation where we had somebody who was a little bit younger, but their parent was okay with it. But I like Gina said, the being more mature and being able to process and comprehend what's going on with the paranormal, I think plays a lot into it.
Okay, let's hold hands. Let's raise hands for a minute. How many of you guys somebody knows what you do? They've never, they just look at you and it's like, hey man, this guy here is not right because he's a paranormal investigator. How many of you guys have ever experienced somebody like that? And the thing is, they don't know you from Adam.
Oh, yeah.
Don't know you from Adam, but they're so quick to judge on what we do. But guess what? Gina.
Yes.
Who do they call when they have a problem? The same people.
Yep.
Yep. Yep. They will call you at a heartbeat. Hey, and you know what? They'd be so sincere, so loving. But hell, 2 weeks ago, couldn't figure out what the hell was wrong with you, man. You've been so judgmental. Now you need me. You know what I'm saying? But
I think it's kind of like if you meet somebody on the street and they say they're a funeral director, you're kind of like, I don't want to shake your hand.
right? Have you guys? What are some of the coming investigations you got lined up for this year?
Oh, okay. Next Friday, we are going to be joining Phantom Visions Paranormal and their monthly ghost tour.
Mm-hmm.
And Saturday night, we're going to be at the South Mansion Museum, and we're going to be doing an investigation with the public there, raising money for the museum. And then we have February 3rd, we're going to be at the Kilmer Mansion at the N.C. New York, and all the proceeds go back to the Kilmer as well. It's with the public. And we have some private ones coming up as well.
Okay. Hey, you know what? It seemed like the beginning of the year is starting off pretty great for you guys.
Yeah.
You know, I wish you nothing but success in all your ventures that you guys got going on for the new year. Hey, does anybody on the panel follow me?
Yeah, I think we all do,
I
don't
do.
we?
Yeah,
Okay.
pretty sure.
Did you guys see Friday night's investigation?
No.
I didn't
Not
happen to
Friday
catch it.
night.
No.
I wasn't home on Friday night.
Friday night, man, you know, paranormal investigators are supposed to run towards whatever you hear and you see. But guys, I ran across a demon cat, and I'm not gonna lie, I ran the other way.
Okay. Did you see a demon cat or did you hear a demon cat?
Well, okay.
How do we know it was a cat? Like,
but check it out. It was me. It was a 2-man crew that night. We went to an abandoned nursing home in Elgin. And oh yeah, this I was with Justin. There he is. Justin, you should be on the podcast, man. Maybe you can tell the story better than I can, because he was the man that was in front of me, and we were walking up, and because we heard a big bang, you know, and me and Justin were like, "Oh man, we got people in here," and mind you, this place is probably, oh man, I can't even tell you what the square footage is, but it was too big for just a 2-man team. You needed multiple people there. And so we heard the noise. It sounded like something fell, and it fell hard. So we walked back up there, and we walked all the way to the last entrance before we make the right to go out. And Justin turned the corner, and and I was fiddling around doing something in the dark, and I come around, I see these eyes, these yellow or green eyes. It startled Justin, but scared the shit out of me. And the cat moved so fast that it ran, and I can say the window is probably about 4 feet tall, maybe 5 feet. It was a broken window right there. He jumped out of the window and just scooted off. And, and I'm like, oh, man, I've never been that scared in a long time, But that cat, and guess where the cat ended up?
Where?
Under my van.
Oh.
With the same green eyes. No, yellow or whatever they are. We all know animals, their eyes reflection with the flashlight. So it startled me. And there's a basement there. So we walked back and we went into the mortuary where they hold all the bodies before they come get it. you know, and we were gonna go down to the basement, but Justin was like, "Man, should we get out of here?" and I'm like, "Yeah, Justin, I think we should go, man." Because man, that place. If you're ever in Texas and if you want to go into an investigation, a nursing home, please hit me up, dude. I will take you to some of the most haunted and the most creepiest nursing homes that we have. You know what I'm saying? So you guys are ever here, feel free to stop by and we'll take it. Mr. Justin is playing Dungeons and Dragons right now, so he don't have time to jump in. And I hate it when he calls me boss. I am no boss. I don't know why they do that. You know, Gina, you feel like me, right? Hey, I'm a part of the team. I don't want to be called boss.
Yeah.
You know, because if I do something wrong, I want you guys to yell at me as much as I would yell at you guys. So don't call me. I'm not the boss. You know, I'm just me.
To be called Your Highness.
Yeah.
Oh.
Queen.
I'm the
wow.
queen.
We had to call her that at a fundraiser for a whole night, I think.
Oh, I can imagine how that went.
And I'm the goddess as well.
Yeah, queen, goddess.
Duly
It's a
noted.
Halloween thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm coming on my high horse too.
Yeah, you were on your high horse that night. Yeah.
All right, now, which one of you guys are the sensitive of the bunch?
Most of us are.
I think we all are.
Yeah.
We're all empaths and
All
some
right,
of us
Scott.
mediums.
You know what, Scott? I don't know why I'm picking on you tonight.
You should. You're right.
We all do. Go for it.
Your intuition's right.
I just don't know why I'm picking on you tonight, man. Maybe because I like you.
Well, thank you.
Know, we can be friends one day. You know, come up there and Hey, how far are you from Philly?
About 3.5 hours.
Hey, if you want to drive, man, we can go get a Philly, one of those Philly cheesesteaks, and and we can have some fun. I mean, I've never been to the Northeast before.
We're going to be down there in May
We're
for
gonna
the
be down there.
Paracon.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you should go to Paracon at
Yeah, we're
Penner's.
gonna be down there.
I've never been to one before.
Come
Really?
on. Oh my God, it's
Oh,
so
then-
fun. It's the best. It really
It's
is.
so much fun.
Well, who's gonna fly down and drop me back and drop me up there?
Amy's our driver.
Yeah, I'm usually a driver.
You
but
stay
that's
here till
what's
July.
fun.
I'm headed to Dallas in July. We'll fly down together.
July? Oh my God! Are you moving to Dallas? Really?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do down in Dallas? Are you gonna get like Gina? Are you opening up operations in Dallas?
We wish.
'Cause I think that would be cool if you can get like a you can get like a second team in the Dallas area. I think that would be cool.
Yeah.
A lot of
Be
teams
warmer.
do that to expand. I think that'd be cool, Gina. What you thinking?
Maybe.
We'd have to go check it out first.
Yeah.
You
We
guys
have to go investigate it first.
You guys can go investigate Goatman's Bridge and all those weird places. I mean, I'm a big skeptic of that place, but but you guys know how this works, man. I'm a skeptic, especially on that location. But there's always somebody out there that can prove you wrong. You know what I'm saying? So, got a jet. Nice to meet you. Bye, Justin.
Bye-bye, Justin.
Bye,
Hi,
Justin.
Stay out of trouble, Justin. Quit hanging around Starbucks, Justin. Yeah, but yeah, guys. All right, you know what? Dom, last time we talked, you talking about all the equipment that you have. Any upgrades?
Besides the SLS camera and
We got music boxes.
Oh yeah, we got a few music boxes and stuff. Yeah, that's pretty much the newest equipment to join the team.
Were we
Okay.
using the Phasma box at that point?
No.
No. Oh yeah. So I guess we have that now too, running off of Scott's laptop.
Now, what's the difference between a plasma box and a plasma ball?
Oh no, it's Phasma.
Phasma box is a computer application. It's kind of like the Portal and the Spirit box, but it's an app on the computer, and it was designed by paranormal researchers. So it kind of does the same thing, but we get some really good results from that.
Oh, okay. Now, Gina, would you consider getting a plasma ball?
We have one.
You have one.
Yeah, we just haven't used it in a long time.
Well, why not? What's the holdup?
I don't know.
Probably because we had our EM pump for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, let me take a straw poll because I asked a team yesterday that came on the show this question, and I want to know what you guys think as individuals. Would you guys, when it comes to music, do you think music usually enhances paranormal, or does it decreases to paranormal? Especially paranormal. Especially music that are in a time range where you think the location that you're in was at its highest peak when it was open or whatever. Do you think music would get you more evidence or less evidence? I don't know why it took me a long time to say that. I don't know.
I think in most cases, the more you can make a spirit think that it's in its time period, the more it's willing to speak and say something. Because if it's aware of what's happening around it, it might not be very up to date on what our world looks like now. They're going to look at a phone in our hand and be like, what is that? But if you take them back a little bit, play music from their time, give them items from their time period, even down to fashion and stuff, I think you can absolutely make the paranormal in general come out a whole lot more.
Interesting. Now, this brings up another question for you guys. Now, Dom, since you mentioned that, now, is it possible that these guys are caught up within our time? Because I've talked to so many paranormal investigators who can say that spirits can jump into different realities. They can jump into their reality. They can jump into our reality, to see what's going on. Is that possible?
Well, time is such an abstract concept, and I firmly believe that it isn't this point A to point B thing that we think it is. I believe that time as a concept is more of a sphere, and there's just a whole bunch of wibbly stuff going on in between it. So yeah, I think it's perfectly possible that a spirit from a long time ago could have come around at some point, hung around, seen the progression of time, and maybe become acquainted with some of the stuff from a further century or from years ahead of them that they weren't able to experience. But I think it's the probability is probably pretty small. I'd say under 50%, but I think it's absolutely possible. Yeah.
Oh man, that's a pretty low number there, Dom.
I agree with Dom, and I read something not too long ago that talked about how essentially time is a construct of man. That time, man invented the concept of time.
Yeah.
And everything is outside of that. So
darn, I was hoping to have that paranormal highway, man, where they're just going back and forth, man. If they want to take the toll road, damn, to get to one point to another, bam. That's what I always thought. I thought they can pop in and pop out. How else are they able to see their loved ones that are, decades ahead of them? You got grandparents that are visiting great, great, great grandchildren. And how is that even possible?
If you want to get very very theoretical physics about it, technically there could be multiple instances of the same spirit existing across several different realities at several different points, but that's well outside the knowledge range of even myself. That's like theoretical stuff.
Now, but is it possible?
Anything is possible.
You're right. And in that realm, you're absolutely right. I think anything is possible.
Mm-hmm.
That anything can happen anytime, anywhere.
We have asked questions on our investigations before and gotten answers, like detailed answers. We've asked spirits where they go when they're not here. Mm-hmm. And we have gotten answers that made sense, like to where they would go when they weren't here at that location. And that's kind of fascinating that they're not tied to that place, that they can go back and forth somewhere else.
Interesting. Hey, Deb, let me ask you a question. And I'm a little curious about this because I've experienced this I experienced it Friday, and I also experienced it 2 weeks ago. Is it possible the colder it is in a location, the less energy that a spirit has?
I don't think so. I believe, I live in a very cold climate, and I know that our energy might get drained, but I think that spirits, they feed off of us. So the warmer that we are, the more energy we are. And if we're shivering, we're creating more energy. So I don't think that kind of weather anomaly would have anything to do with whether or not a spirit would decide to be active or not. It's just whether or not they choose to, because we are energy. And if they want our energy, they're going to just use it, as long as we're willing to let them.
Interesting. Well, hello, David from 727 Paranormal Life. How you doing today, sir? Man, they are popping in tonight.
Nice.
Wow. Because I've experienced several situations like that, Deb, where at one moment during the summertime, it's a freaking 200 degrees down here, and everybody active. Everything is so freaking active at certain locations. And I don't know if they're getting energy from the sun or whatever they're getting their energy from, but it seems like the role reverses when we go to a location where it's, let's say 40, maybe 30 degrees. It's not, we go to the location and it's active during the summertime, but not as active during the winter.
Well, maybe if you guys are in the South, you're used to the warmer weather, and when it gets colder, what do you guys do? You stay in, you stay, quiet, or, whatever you can do to conserve your energy. And maybe because in the Northeast, we're so used to being cold 10 months out of the year, and that's, they're native to this area. Maybe they're just more used to that. And if that was the case, if we were to go down there, maybe we would see that kind of shift in activity.
Wow, she said 10 months out of the year.
And I don't exaggerate ever.
Yeah, that's an approximation.
I can tell you one thing that we do up here that might be different from how you do down there, but when the winter months come, like after Halloween, around Thanksgiving time, wrap things up, and we're not as active during, December, January usually. And when we go back to some of these mansions that we investigate, there's been no visitors there for sometimes for 2 or 3 months, or very limited visitors, or very, very limited activity. So when we go back in, we're waking that place up from hibernation. And I think maybe it's not the temperature, but maybe the activity that's going on in the place. Because it's cold, people aren't coming, and the place kind of shuts down a little bit.
Okay, cool. Guys, let's talk real estate for a minute. Because most of you guys in the Northeast, most of your investigations is indoors. Compared to us down here in Texas, a lot of our locations are outdoor. Do you think it's fair that a realtor has to disclose their information about a location, about a residence to a potential buyer, or don't they? How do you guys feel about that?
This is something I might have to contend with in the future, so I'm gonna answer this for a minute. Unfortunately, my brother passed away in my parents' house. So that is something that I'm wondering about, like, in the future as well. Like, when, the time comes to sell that house, is there going to be like a bad connotation with that, So the house doesn't have any haunting, though, that we're aware of. So, but that might still scare people that it is haunted if that information is disclosed. So I'm kind of like, unless there's a crazy amount of activity, like, I don't think it should be disclosed on the property.
I think there was like,
if somebody asks, hey, is there anything, going on, would you oblige and tell them, or would you continue to keep that hush hush?
I would tell them personally, but I bet a lot of people would not.
Okay, now it's the thing is about residentials, as you guys might know, is things can stay quiet for hundreds of years until you pull out that hammer. Soon as you pull out that nail and start renovating things, that's when stuff can start happening.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like a little, maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't. But if I don't, and I start remodeling, well, man, that door just closed on me. But who are they going to call? They're going to call the realtor the first time something they can't understand, and going to say, hey, is this place haunted? And I don't know, man, because to be honest with you, my conscience would kill me.
Mine would.
If I had something like that and was obligated to disclose that information, me personally, I think I would. Only because of the kind of guy that I am, man. Because I don't want nobody to do that to me, but every time you buy a house, you always taking that risk. No matter if it's a new house, a house that's been 500 years old, no matter what, you always taking that risk of, something going bump in the night.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, me, myself, because I think Texas has that law stating that we don't have to disclose anything about the house except for what you need to know. Hey, it has the 2 bathrooms, it has a toilet and a half, all that simple stuff. Yes, but when it comes to paranormal, no.
I think,
and it's kind of weird. And what's so crazy about Texas? Every land here, from Beaumont to El Paso, from Laredo to Dallas, all that land, man, there's always been wars, some kind of drama. So every land, no matter where it's at, could have potential haunting to it.
Right.
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah.
think this day and age, if you had a house to sell that truly was haunted, if you promoted it as a haunted location, you would find a buyer fairly quickly in this market.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
It
People
is
have also
not.
just like accepted the idea of death a lot easier nowadays, where it used to be such like a superstitious like thing. It's more of a commonality. It's like yeah, okay, cool, someone died in the house. Okay.
Yeah.
Like it's not a big deal anymore.
Yeah, you're right. And Dom, you brought up the next question. Thank you for doing that. Is death more accepting now than it was 40, 50, maybe 60 years ago?
Oh yeah.
What do you guys think?
I would say it's become even more accepted in my lifetime in the last 30 years. Even in the 90s, it was still looked upon, in kind of a very like macabre kind of thing you don't talk about. But nowadays, I think it's just more apropos for people to talk about their mortality. It's trendy, so to speak, and it's kind of drummed up the conversation of death.
Do you think it's more welcoming? Because people are dying more now than what they were doing back in the Westerns, the 20s, the 30s, and the 40s. Even though we had wars, and we had a lot of other stuff going on, do you think death is more accepting?
Yeah, definitely. The human condition copes in its own ways. And I think with the amount of death that we've experienced on the rise over the last 40, 50 years, it's just that coping mechanism of accepting death for what it is. It's been painted by us as a bad thing. And it's horrible when someone goes prematurely, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But death of its own accord, whether it's somebody passing away from old age, from debilitating illness, what have you, I think we've turned what was this kind of dark thing nobody talked about that was spooky and oh gosh, the Grim Reaper and all this into a celebration of life. Like they're not here now, but now they can be cherished and celebrated. It's only the beginning of their journey. It's not the end. This is just one stop on that journey.
Now, the thing is, Dom, why come more people today are accepting that it's okay to die, but when that time comes, and they know that time comes, why do you think it's all the sadness and, all the stuff that comes with funerals and stuff, instead of rejoicing and saying thank you for what you've given me when you were here, especially, when you have an elder that passed away, thank you for all the knowledge that you've given me, and so on and so on. Instead of, rejoicing and celebrating, it's all the tears and the crying and all that stuff. Why do you think death is like that?
It's the human condition again. We don't like change. We don't like the idea of somebody being here one day, not being here the next. It's within ourselves to want to process that. The tears and the sadness part comes with missing them. It's like when somebody moves away, goes very far away, and you can't see them, you miss them. You get almost homesick for them. You wish they were here. Sometimes I think it's out of, regret. You get that post-mortem regret of, oh, I wish I had more time with them. I wish I said this, wish I told them I love them one more time. But I think it comes to with getting the mourning out of the way allows you to celebrate their life for what it is later. And a lot of cultures are like that. Me and my mom come from an Italian family where you grieve at the wake, at the funeral, but then you celebrate their life after the fact. When my grandparents died, we mourned them. In fact, when my grandmother died, we mourned them, and right afterward, we celebrated them. You know, we talked about their favorite things. We ate their foods. We drank wine. We had fun, and it was what they would have wanted from us.
Right.
It just comes with different cultures. It comes with different ways of looking at it. But ultimately, it's just the way we're programmed.
Dom, I'm gonna stick with you for a minute because you just asked the next question. But Gina, I got a question for you, right quick. You guys are Italians, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So you guys, I'm just gonna throw this out. I'm just gonna throw it. It's coming out of the blue, and I just have to ask. I got a friend of mine who's Italian. I invited him over for dinner one day, and I cooked spaghetti. Now, is there a certain way that Italian people cook spaghetti? Because he got mad at me. He got mad at me because
Did you break the pasta?
Spaghetti. I cooked I chopped my ground meat up. He expected giant sized meatballs. And I'm like, no, dude, I'm not gonna do the giant sized meatballs. We're gonna cook the spaghetti, I'm gonna chop the ground meat up, and we're gonna put it in the oven.
In the oven?
Oven.
Yeah.
The oven?
The oven?
Did you break the pasta?
No.
See, there we go.
You
No,
just hurt every Italian person's feelings in this entire country just now.
My heart.
But
My
here's
heart.
the thing. You guys put Parmesan cheese, right?
I don't.
Okay.
But
We
Who
do.
said I don't? Somebody said I don't.
I don't.
Amy.
Okay. Now, I put American cheese on my spaghetti, and I put it in the oven.
Oh,
I put it in the oven to cook, to continue cooking it.
No.
see, it's good we went from.
No, cut that out.
went
Don't
from
do that.
talking about death to straight up killing us.
Okay, yeah, man. He's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Dude, I'm cooking spaghetti. What are you doing? Get out of my kitchen!"
I'm never eating pasta at your place. I'm telling you that much.
No.
But see, I still have the garlic bread. That's got to do something now. That's got to give me some brownie points.
I'll still eat your pasta.
There you go, Scott. Thank you. Gina, what do you think about my spaghetti and the way I cook it?
No thanks.
Okay.
Although you didn't do nothing wrong with the meat chopped up in it. That's technically a bolognese. Your buddy didn't know what he was talking about there.
Yeah.
Your spaghetti sounds scarier than any ghost I've ever seen. So.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm
maybe
sorry, it's
you know what?
scary.
Maybe it's just a Southern thing.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah. Isn't baked pasta a Southern thing? I think it is. Yeah, baked pasta. I think that's a Southern thing.
There's my pizza.
Maybe it's a Tex-Mex. No, maybe it's Tex-Italian. I don't know if that even. Maybe I don't know. But I just had to ask that question, man. Gina, you don't like my spaghetti? Well, you're really gonna hate this because I put cornbread in my spaghetti.
Huh?
Oh.
I'd still eat it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Scott, you know what? I'm gonna send you a care package. I'm gonna send you a care package. But I mean, that tells you how different the cultures are. And the reason why I brought that up, because the question that I got for you, Dom, and the rest of the team is, we've always talked about history. History is a great thing for this country because it's shrouded in mystery, it's shrouded in blood, death. And the question that I have for you, Dom, is Native Americans. How long do you think Native Americans have been around on this planet?
I would assume probably since we were able to walk upright.
Now, what about your brothers in Africa? Now, the thing that I have for you is it possible that these two different entities, Native Americans and African tribes, if you look at some of their culture that they have, it's not too much of a difference.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
it possible that they could have been one at one time?
There is a theory out there that at one point during the continental drift, after Pangea broke up into what we consider our world now, that there was, I believe, a land bridge or something that connected a lot of these cultures together between South America and Africa and a few other places, and that allowed very little but some cultural like cross contamination, and it allowed for these cultures to kind of bring little aspects of one another into their culture, like a lot of the South American peoples and the Egyptian peoples, they share similarities with their pyramids, with their art, with their statues, with their carvings. Native Americans and like the Icelandic folk and all them share a lot of similarities. There's a lot of very small connections, and even down to scientific, like carbon dating and stuff. A lot of things that were created around the same time or within the same centuries as one another. It's very, very possible. Very, very possible.
Now, Deb, if you had an opportunity to take that journey, would you?
To take that journey back in time?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Heck yeah. Without
One-way
hesitation.
trip. One-way trip. Would you go? Gina, I'm gonna see if she's gonna take this for the team. If she doesn't, we gotta talk. We're gonna see if she take this for the team.
I would have to probably think about that long and hard, but I don't know. It'd be very, very tempting. Like, it's really got my mind turning now. Like, would I? I think, I don't know, man, it would be the best. But I think I'd want to come back so I could tell people about it.
Anybody on the team would take that one-way trip? Raise your hands. Oh, Scott. Goddamn, I love you, man.
Bye, Scott. Bye-bye.
Yeah, he's an adventurer.
See ya.
I just need
leave us hints of where you've been.
I just need to read up on how indoor plumbing and toilets technically work before I go.
Yes.
You know what, guys? That is an opportunity of a lifetime. You can stop. You can't go forward in time, but you can go back in time. You can stop at every major point in a certain paranormal history, and we can find out, was it really like this? Was it really like that? You know, history is shrouded in mystery. And I think, to be honest with you, I would go.
If I got to pick what time I go in, I'll definitely go on it.
I would go. And, you know, you can, and the time machine goes back, and you can go, you can set the date on any time that you want. In particular,
Keep going back.
Just no coming back.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but you can't come back now. You can continue going backwards, but you can't come back, Scott.
That's okay.
Fine by me.
Oh man!
But
yes.
With my luck, I'm going to stop at the date when the asteroid hit the dinosaurs. So
Right.
that'll be the end of my journey.
That's why I'm staying. I wouldn't do it.
You wouldn't do it, Amy?
No. You know what? Learning to live in the present has been always a struggle for me. So now that I've kind of got there, I would rather just stay where I'm at.
Why would you stay? Are you afraid of the past? Or
No, I just it would be hard to watch knowing, like, if you took this trip, I would be assuming that you can't change anything. So, you know, rather just interact with it, but not make, significant changes. So I don't know. I really enjoy where I'm at in the present. So I think I would stay.
okay. Hey, all I can do is respect that. What about you, G? Would you go?
I would probably go back to the Victorian times. I like the Victorian, anything Victorian. I like to look through that.
So you would go.
Yeah.
Should go and stop at the Victorian time and be done.
Yep.
You know what? The Victorian age is, man, it's a very interesting place to stop in our time. In that time, a lot of death, a lot of unsolved murders from a lot of people in those days. You know, and back in those days, somebody was murdered unless you wasn't a big figure, they really didn't care.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? If you didn't have something really going on in your life, or if you wasn't this public figure, they wouldn't care. You know, me myself, I have to go back to the Egyptians, and I would really have to ask myself: did they really build the pyramids? Did they really build the pyramids of Giza? You know, then I would head over to Mexico and to see if the Aztecs really did what they did. You know what I'm saying? Because all these places are shrouded in mystery. There's a lot of paranormal there too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so yeah, man, Scott, if you was to go back, what paranormal equipment would you take with you?
Good question. How big is my time machine? Because I'm probably going to need a lot of batteries.
Yeah, a generator.
Yeah. Well, we'll give you a duffel. Hey, we'll give you a duffel bag of double A's. You know, we'll let you work with it.
You know, if I'm going back, I'm probably not going to take any paranormal equipment with me, because the only reason I'd take the equipment with me was so if I came back, I would have evidence. Mm-hmm. So if I'm just going back, I'm probably not going to take any equipment with me. I'm just going to be an observer.
Okay.
Because all that evidence is never going to make it back unless I find a way to seal it up for 10,000 years for somebody to find it.
Yeah, you go. You can make you one of those time capsule, and you can put Amy's name on it.
Maybe right now all of my evidence is in that lost room inside the Sphinx.
There you go.
Or I hate to say it, or maybe the Vatican got it and it's in that big vault they got.
Well, if they got it, nobody's ever going to see it.
Nobody's going to see it. You know what I'm saying? Wow. Okay, guys. You know, it's the reason why I said that, you know, because there's a lot of risk that paranormal investigators do, no matter what. People think it is a cool job. I mean, we're not getting paid for it, but it's something that we love to do. And, you know, and everybody has their risks, you know, because we don't know what exactly we're going into when we investigate. You know what I'm saying? It can be a crazy location, or it could be a quiet location. But the thing is, we're going into a location blind and we really don't know. You know what I'm saying? So knowing that, man, I don't know, man. It was one of those questions that everybody would have to think about if they want to make that journey or not. Me, myself, I would go. You know what I'm saying? As a paranormal investigator, I would want to know. You know, it's just one of those things, you know, that I just want to know. There's no ifs, and but I might have to kidnap Gina and put her in the time machine and just take her back with me. You know what I'm saying? So, but one thing hopefully that we can all agree on is this planet is a lot older than what people are saying.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, I don't know if you guys, because when I grew up, man, the first thing my science teacher told me was the Big Bang. The Big Bang created everything. You know, we crawled up out of the sea. We evolved into what we are now.
Mhm.
Don, how do you feel about that?
The only opinion I ever have on the Big Bang and stuff is what caused the Big Bang. What was here before us that caused the Big Bang? Because it just can't happen. Like, it just doesn't happen like that.
Right.
There had to have been another galaxy or another solar system or something on top of where this solar system began, considering we're not in the same place it was, that destroyed itself, caused a giant explosion, and scattered a bunch of dust into space that happened to have a gravitational field and made another planet.
And a bunch of mini-me's running around on that little asteroid going. Now, what you're saying is you believe in, are you an evolution guy or are you a creation guy?
I'm an evolutionist.
You're an evolutionist.
But I also am of the nature that we didn't evolve here. I think we evolved somewhere else, and we're either some type of attempt at rescuing another species or another society somewhere else, or we left of our own accord to start our own, almost like when the colonists came to America to start a new world. We left our home world, came here, it can sustain life, and we went, yeah, this is pretty nice, and just hung out here.
Okay. I understand. Okay. Now, the reason why I'm asking that question is all you guys have some kind of special ability, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Everybody, raise your hand. Everybody. Scott, you're watching TV. I see you. Now, if everybody is somehow, some way the same, whether you're male, female, whatever you are, why is that some people are not as open-minded? When I mean open-minded, I don't mean as open-minded. Why is that certain people are unable to tap that certain part of the brain that certain people are able to do so?
Well, I think
Society.
that everybody has the ability, but they just don't know how to use it. And society also is a big problem with that. They say, oh, no, that didn't happen to you. You didn't see that, person that's deceased. You didn't speak to them. So many years that's happened throughout the years, and, people just close up to it.
Mm-hmm. And, and I agree with you on that, Gina. Why is it that people with special abilities, it's 24 now? And I think we've had the discussion before when you guys on the podcast before, is why is that people with special abilities, the clairvoyants, the mediums, and all, people that are along that line, why do you think they are so afraid to share the gifts that they have?
Well, I think that, society pretty much, some society, they put it down. They think they're crazy or they're just saying you're fake, or, they don't believe in it.
Look at Salem, Massachusetts.
Yeah.
I mean,
for several hundred years, our society was conditioned to call anybody who was different a witch.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it didn't even come down to, just abilities and stuff. I mean, just because they bought a different color onion than the guy next to them, they were considered witches. Like, it was a very archaic practice.
They used rosemary in their soup. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah. They just strayed away from what, whatever their family taught them.
Yep.
And if it's different, you're called out, you're set aside, and not in a good way.
Yeah. But I do think this is just my opinion. And, me personally, I think time has changed. And
Agreed.
I think people that are gifted a little bit, that are gifted should come out.
Mhm.
I think you should come out. It's time to stop hiding in the shadows.
Mhm.
It's
We
hard at first, I think. I think it's hard at first because, when you've already had to come out about other things in your life, like people already think you're different, and then you come out as, a medium or clairvoyant or whatever. I think there is still kind of like a stigma attached to that, like Gina said, to certain people. It's just like, I don't know. I still don't even tell a lot of my like distant like family and friends about it, because I think the first thing people want you to do when you say that you have abilities is like use them on cue and try to impress them or prove to them in some way that you do have that ability, and there's pressure on when that happens.
The whole what am I thinking right now thing.
Yeah.
but
Right. Or
Yeah.
like tell me about my
It
dead
doesn't work
relative,
that
like
way.
even though you're at
Yeah.
work right now.
But
Are there dead
don't
people all around you now?
Yeah, that whole thing.
Right.
yeah, but aren't there pressure in everyday life?
Yeah, but when people are questioning like your mental health on top of your abilities and things like that, it's just like something I'd rather avoid with most people. I tell people that I'm close to, but I don't always tell people that
Mhm.
are like, distant
I,
friends or relatives.
yeah, I understand that. Now, the next question that I have is, um, there are Texas, big state, man. And, people are always, doing things. They always have, uh, what are these called, man? They have these festivals and stuff, especially here in Central Texas. I mean, we have festivals. If it's not snowing or hot, or cold, there's a festival going on somewhere. And, and uh, one of the best festivals is the Witches Festival, where all these witches come together and they have this big old, dude, blocks of, people, witches are setting up their tables, and it goes for miles and miles, man. You can just go from one side of the street talking to people at their booths, So why is it more acceptable for witches to come out than it is for a clairvoyant, a medium? And the witches were the most feared of them all. With the Salem witch trials and so on and so on, hell, the Blair Witch Project, so on and so on, if you guys believe in that. So why is witches more acceptable than clairvoyants or mediums or anybody else that has that psycho twitch?
I don't know, witches, when they do things, it's like a tangible, I guess, result.
Yes. Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. It's a more tangible thing.
I also think that there is a large number of people who think, okay, she thinks she's a witch,
Mm-hmm.
let her think she's a witch. And that's kind of their mindset. Like, there's no such thing as a real witch. So if she wants to think she's a witch, let her think she's a witch and let her do her thing.
I think too, witches, like there's more knowledge surrounding witches. They're not just these like grody old hags living in a mushroom house dumping stuff into a cauldron. Like there's several different types of witches out there. There's good witches, there's nature witches, there are the hags living in the mushrooms somewhere. But like most witches are pretty pure in what they do. They're not going about it for ill intent. Most of them are very in tune with nature. It's their meditation, it's their way of centering, it's their way of communicating.
But you also have those bad ones, the dark ones.
They are out there, but I think the numbers of light work witches are far greater than the dark magic ones.
Agreed.
Interesting. Okay. So you guys, are all of you guys out? When I mean out, there's people that know what you guys' abilities are.
Yes.
Am I right?
Yes.
You know, or is there anyone on the panel who, I mean, had a bad experience with someone that you told, like Don was saying a few minutes ago, that you are what you are?
I have.
I've had people tell me, or talk about me and say I was fake, and that I was just doing a show, and yeah.
Now, wouldn't you say most of these people are people of faith that say these things?
Not necessarily. Not all of them. I would say half and half.
Half and half? Okay.
Yeah.
What about the rest of you guys? What would the numbers be for the rest of you guys?
I mean, most of my friends are anywhere from like their early 20s to early 30s, so I think we're a little bit more open to the idea
They're a
of
little
it.
bit more open. Okay.
Yeah, I haven't had any bad experiences with any of my friends.
Okay. What
or
about
anybody
you?
I've told.
What about you, Dad?
My family is a little more closed-minded in their beliefs, and growing up that way, I just kind of shut myself down, and now it's becoming a lot more acceptable, and it just makes it more comfortable to do what I do. And as one of my businesses, I do energy work. And when I first started getting into that, I had an aunt that was telling everyone that I was heavy into witchcraft and I needed lots of prayer. And
wow,
that was not the case. So it's taken probably 7 or 8 years now for me to prove that what I do is legit. I have the gift that I have, and I use it to the best of my ability to do what I need to do for other people. So it's just hard when I live in a very small town. And so it's hard. It's hard to explain who I am and what I do to the people still, because they are an older demographic, and they're still kind of set in their ways. But little by little, they're coming around just because I'm staying true to who I am, to what I can do. And I just, that's where my faith is in my ability.
Now, do you think, I'm just saying because I'm not quite sure, as generations go by, the baby boomers are no longer here. Those guys there, they had their own beliefs, and so on and so on. Do you think it will get easier as time go along for you guys to open up about who you are and what you are? Or do you think it's going to continue down that path as what the baby boomers, tried to hide everything and, lock you in the closet or whatever that they did when they found out that somebody in their family had a certain gift? What do you guys think?
I think like most things, it's going to be one of those, sure, there's going to be way more people who are accepting of it, but with that, there's going to always be that group that's going to
We have to be that change.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're the ones that need to be comfortable with ourselves and to know and be true to who we are.
Yep.
That we need to educate, we need to support each other in everything too. So I think it's going to get better because we feel bonded and stronger.
Now, because you mentioned something, Dad, a few minutes ago, that you shut everything down. Me, to be honest with you, it's real hard for me to do that because as I'm walking, as I'm talking every day, I always feel like there is something inside of me that I can't control, that it wants to come out, and it wants to make itself known. And and the harder that I try to keep this in, the more anger it becomes. So at what point do you say, what the hell, man, I got to let this thing out. If not, it's going to consume me, and I won't be able to control it anymore. And me personally, I think that's with me coming out and saying what I am, and it helps me out. It helps me to control what's trying to get out of me. How do you feel about that? Since you mentioned it.
I think it came to that point where it was so filled with self-doubt, and like I knew what I knew, and it was so hard for me to explain it to other people because they didn't. And finally it just came to, if I don't feel what I'm feeling and be within myself at this point, I was going to explode. Like everything, it was like this downward spiral, and something had to change. And then it had to be me. There was something that was inside of me that was knocking on that door saying, hey girl, you gotta step back out, realign yourself with what makes you feel comfortable within yourself, feel comfortable in the world. And so I just started to re-embrace it, and it just came, everything just comes flooding back. I mean, it's still, new to me to have certain experiences, but it's one of those, okay, you just take a step back, a deep breath, and just acknowledge that what happened really did happen.
Mm-hmm.
And it's okay. And when you find a group like Empirical that we are so like-minded, it was like coming home. It's amazing.
Yes.
When you find people that you just feel immediately comfortable with.
My awakening was when my best friend passed away. But the problem is, I knew when he was going to pass away. But I knew when, but I didn't know what day. So when I was visioning this, I can see it, but it could have been 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years from now. But I do know he was going to pass away. And I knew how he was going to pass away. But like you did, in the early 90s, that was considered not deja vu. It was considered, unheard of. People didn't really want to come out with it, so I kept my visions to myself, but the day it happened, you kind of prepare yourself because you know it's going to happen. You prepare yourself mentally and physically. Okay, now it happened. Now what?
Mm-hmm.
But visions of death comes. It comes. I can look at each one of y'all, and I can tell you, you're going to die on this day. But I don't know what year, because, and it really hits home when you see your loved ones, like I saw my wife passing, but I did not know what day or what year that she was going to pass. Unfortunately, that day came a little too soon because I was hoping maybe 20, 30 years from now, but still, it prepared me for what's to come, and people was like, well, you didn't cry at the funeral. And I'm like, well, I kind of prepared myself. I'm telling myself that because I knew, and having a gift, and that's a gift where I did not ask for.
Right.
I don't want it. But I can look at people and I'm like, oh man, really? This, that. The only thing is I don't like looking at my kids because I don't really want to know. And when I tell people, let me look at your eyes, I I can literally look down your soul and I can tell you exactly when it's going to happen, where it's going to happen, but I can't tell you what year it's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? I did not ask for these gifts, but they're here, and it's something that, you know, we just got to deal with. Now, me myself, it's consuming me, and that's why I talk to you, Deb. It's time for it to come out. I'm not going to sit in the shadows no more and let this consume me because it's tearing me apart inside. You know, it's ripping me up, and I can't do that. You know, so if I look down the street and I see somebody and I'm like, I try not to look in your eyes, because once that happens, it's over with. I'm going to know. You know what I'm saying? Like you, Dom, when I asked you, is there any way that if you can unlock these gifts, it's got to be a way to lock them. You know, because some gifts that people aren't ready for. People don't know how to handle it. I'm one of them, because I got it, but I don't want it. You know, if I can reach through that screen and give it to one of y'all, I will do that. Well, anybody?
Yeah, I'm pretty out about, like, I received mental health treatments for PTSD and anxiety disorder, and I actually have these conversations with my psychiatrist because we try to tailor my medication around certain things like that. And certain ways I feel better. It's a little bit more blocked, but overall I feel better. So I think there's ways that way. Like if you're experiencing, I mean, first of all, what you're saying is like a tremendous gift. Like that's very unusual, I think, even with people who are gifted, to be able to know how someone is going to pass away is probably one of the strongest abilities I've ever heard from.
I don't want it.
Well, you might be able to talk to a psychiatrist, not because there's anything wrong with you, but because, you know, that's something you don't want to experience. You could probably talk to them and block some of those feelings.
You know what? If I was to do that, they'll probably have me locked up.
Everyone says that, but you know what? Most people who are receiving mental health care are not because they're crazy. It's because the people in their life are crazy. So that there is a possibility you could get some relief from that, because I know that it has worked for me.
You know what? All I need is somebody who can. What is that? You get sleepy.
You want to be hypnotized?
Hypnotized.
That's a dangerous path, I think.
It is.
I think that'll work for me.
The other thing you could do, if you don't want to talk to a psychiatrist or what have you, is talk to a community of psychic mediums and learn how to control the gift. Because suppressing it is one thing. You could suppress it all you want to, but it's always going to be there lingering. Why suppress it when you could learn to control it and make it into something more beautiful, more manageable? That way, instead of it consuming you, where you look into somebody's eyes and automatically can see that, you can choose when to see it. You can choose when to allow yourself to express your abilities. I'm still coming into my empathic abilities, and as my anxiety issues have gotten worse, my ability to feel other people's emotions has gotten worse, especially with my social anxiety disorder.
Exactly.
And
that's
I
a
also
hard
talked
path to live by.
It is, and I also talked to my therapist about it. And my mom, being a psychic medium, I can get advice from her. I can get advice from other friends of mine that are psychic mediums and empaths, and learn how to control it better.
Gina, you ready to adopt me? I got the adoption papers.
Hey, I've adopted all these guys.
You can adopt me anytime. I'll never cook spaghetti the way that you do, though. But
Just
yeah,
remember,
man,
it's 16 degrees with 40-mile-an-hour winds here today. So you have to
Right.
put up with that
No
for like a bunch of months.
Yep.
well, I didn't say I was gonna move up there.
Hey, you got to be part of the family. Family
Yeah.
stays together.
You know what? Long distance.
Yeah.
You can come visit me anytime, but I would never come up there unless it's
Oh,
those
you can
2
come up
months
in
out
the
the
spring,
year.
summer, and fall.
Our summers are awesome. So
Our fall is
Yeah.
beautiful.
I think your fall is awesome too.
Oh,
Mhm.
fall is beautiful up here.
I would love to come check that out.
Just regional.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right, Mike.
I agree with that.
Yep.
Yeah, but some gifts, man, just ain't. Oh, man, I don't know. But all right, guys. Hey, we've been on the show for an hour and 40 minutes. Now I know Gina knows the next question. Dom knows the next question. Amy knows the next question. But Scott and Deb doesn't.
Great.
Which one of you guys want to initiate the next question?
is it about
Scott's
the
the
glasses
adventurer.
and the cameras?
Nope.
Nope.
Which one of you guys want to ask the next question?
Mm.
Not it.
Bucket list.
So
Bucket
you're
list.
gonna leave it up to me, huh?
Which one of you guys want to do the bucket list thing?
Oh yeah, what's on your
Oh, the
bucket
bucket
list?
list.
Oh yes.
All right. I guess, Dom, you can ask the question, Dom. You can ask whoever wants to do it first. Either Scott or Deb here. I'm going to let you have the show.
Scott, you can go first. What's on your paranormal bucket list?
What's not on my paranormal bucket list?
Good answer.
There are a few places that I definitely want to go. I would like to. I would like to go to the Skinwalker Ranch.
Oh
Mhm.
man,
Take
for
Amy with
sure.
me. I'd like to do some more kind of paranormal stuff outside of just the standard ghost hunting. I've talked to Gina about this. Going to areas where there's been alien reported sightings, Bigfoot reported sightings, that kind of stuff kind of interests me as well. So to kind of do some of that stuff would check off a couple of those things.
Okay. Interesting. Hey, Gina,
Yeah.
he hits a good point. Maybe
Yeah.
it is the time for you to branch off and go towards that cryptozoology, part of your paranormal team. Because I think that would be cool if Scott can headline that for you.
Oh yeah.
He can get his own team and report back to you and all that stuff, especially if he's that intrigued by it.
We have some really good local cryptozoological things around the New York State area too.
Yeah. And we've been to one. It's called Connecticut Hill. It's like a triangle. There's a cemetery there that's haunted. There's a Bigfoot, and then there's a UFO. The whole place is like that. There's
Is
been
that
Bigfoot sightings.
what is that called over there? There's a triangle over there in the northeast part of the United States, but I can't think of the name of it. And there's a bunch of states that are up in that triangle, and it's just like the Bermuda and the Alaskan triangle where strange things happen at. But I can't think of the name of it and what exactly it is.
I've
But
heard of it, but I can't think of the name of it either.
that might be a good, branch off, Gina. You might want to talk to Scott about that. They'd be curious. I think it would really help the team.
Hey, paranormal is about everything. It's just not about ghost hunting. It's about
Yeah, but you know,
a little bit of everything.
yeah, he does. But I think he might want to focus on UFOs and Bigfoot, you know, and all
Scott
that.
is a
I think that'd
UFO.
be interesting
Scott
for
is a
Scott.
UFO.
Or maybe he just trying to find his way home.
Yeah, he's really a Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Hey, Scott, do you know any landing sites you're not telling us? Or what's going on there, buddy?
We broke him out of Area 51. Little known fact.
Well, you're a lot closer to Wright-Patterson than Area 51, so he might have came from there.
Possibly.
We're very close to Wright-Patterson.
We are, yeah.
Yeah.
And we
Or
also have Lockheed Martin in our area, so
I don't trust those guys.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There's
Lockheed was big in our area, so a lot of the space shuttle parts came from our area.
yeah. And
Well, there's been a lot of sightings in our area as well.
Yeah.
have you guys ever wondered? I'm just gonna throw this out here before we get off of here because it's going on like 2 hours, and I know you guys got to get some sleep. Have you guys ever wondered why they stopped launching the space shuttle? That was our only
outdated. I think it was just outdated. They have a new lunar module they're working on.
Yeah. They're good. They're going to be doing it again.
I just find it odd that there's a 20-year gap in there. Like,
exactly.
I understand that your stuff was outdated, but if you knew it was getting outdated, why did you not start working on the next model of stuff sooner?
Exactly. Or
why is there a 20-year gap of what we're doing?
Yeah, a lot of it was budget.
Well, hey, but when you're dealing with NASA, dude, the budget is the numbers, the zeros are endless.
You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised.
It's been cut way back since like the heyday of NASA.
But I'm like Scott. In order for them to discontinue something, they had to bring something to replace that. Because the thing is, there is no way that a system of government is going to give up space travel for that 20-year gap like we did. Now, mind you, if we need something to go to the space station, we'll give Russia $20 million and they'll send it up. But why give Russia $20 million when we can do that ourselves? So, and another thing is, why did Trump introduce this new Space Force? We don't need a Space Force in space.
I think someone told him there's aliens and he reacted to that. That's
well, the thing is, they tried to hide everything from him because they know he couldn't keep his mouth shut.
I do know that the OG idea for the Space Force came from the idea of us going to Mars, because they were still under the assumption that Martians were dominating the planet and stuff like that.
But let me ask you guys a question. How many of you guys believe that we actually went to the moon 1967?
I do.
That actually happened.
I believe it.
Yeah. That's enough.
I don't think that happened. I think that was a prop. I thought that I wasn't born at the time, but if you look at it, it's too many. Man, that whole thing was weird, and I think it was just propaganda to boost up the United States morale, for the simple fact that the Russians just launched their first satellite, so we needed something to say, hey, we can do this. And I think we never went. I just think that was made up. You know what I'm saying? But if we did go and we landed on the moon, I don't know if you guys ever seen the documentary to the moon and back.
Oh, no.
There
I think I have,
was
yeah.
there was a part on there where they encountered some aliens on the moon. And what happened was they told us, don't never come back here. You're not welcomed here. And that's why, and people, and every president always say we're going to go to the moon. But 4 years, 8 years pass by, then the vice president would get elected. They'll say the same thing. 4 years, 8 years pass by, nobody goes to the moon. Something is going on up there where they're saying, well, we're going to go, but they don't go. You know what
I
I'm saying?
think there hasn't been a reason to go to the moon like in a long
Yeah.
time. You know, and a
There
lot
is-
of the other technology we've released, like these telescopes with the cameras, you know, that we've released like into space are amazing. Some of the images that we're receiving, you know, from the things they did put into space are more incredible, I think, and more informational than going to the moon, you know, 100 times or so.
And
Yeah.
I believe too that we wanted to focus on, you know, deep space exploration rather than, you know, visiting a little glowing asteroid not far from our Earth.
But
Right.
here's the thing. If we, like Amy said, we got all these telescopes. We don't have to we don't have to send a rocket to the moon.
Exactly.
Shoot that big old glass or whatever it is, that camera, and see what's going on over there.
Yeah.
The
I
only
remember
reason
Go ahead.
the only reason they want to actually go to the moon now is to make it a jumping off point for the Mars trip. That's like the only reason that they want to go to the moon. Now, I don't think they want to explore it anymore or anything. They just want to go there, put up a satellite, and come back home. That's like pretty much it.
Or a defense system.
Or I mean, it could be. If we end up, you know, having a staging area for deep space missions up there and stuff, you're gonna have to defend it somehow.
Yeah. So how is that we can spend billions of dollars on satellites, defense systems, black budget programs, but we ain't even discovered what's under our own waters?
Yeah,
That's
true. That is
Well,
true.
I'd rather see more deep sea exploration than moon exploration, honestly.
Or maybe because they know what's under there anyway, and they're just afraid, to tell us.
The Pandora's box.
I mean, there's a lot of terrifying things in the ocean. I can only imagine what else is out there.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of like the last 120 years of our technological advancements. We were literally in horses and buggies and using oil lamps in our homes. And within 120 years, we've developed all of these technologies that just seem to come so fast, like thousands of years of humanity, you know, that were basically essentially the same and the same and the same. And then in 120 years, we've developed like 2,000 years worth of technology in a span of 120 years.
Yep. And, you know, just think, guys, 1947. We all know what that day is.
47.
Roswell.
Oh yeah.
Roswell.
I think there had to have been something before 1947.
Well, there was one in Texas, 1909, I believe. But here's the thing, guys. In 1947, in Roswell, okay, almost 20 years later, guess what? No, 30 years later, guess what was invented? Something we use every day. Fiber optics.
Oh, right. That's right, yeah.
And you guys, and there is no way, just think, if that spaceship never would have failed, never would have crashed, how long would it have taken us to develop fiber optic cables?
Right. There's
Yeah.
reverse engineering from some of those crashes. I do believe in that.
Yep.
Reverse engineering.
Tesla. Hey, Tesla. It wouldn't be no Tesla cars today.
Yeah.
There's
It wouldn't be
there's
high-speed
no
information.
way in the span of 120 years we just randomly got that smart.
Oh yeah, no, definitely not.
And
Even
you know
with the oh god,
Go ahead, Dom.
I was gonna say even with the post-war boom of technology that came out of the Second World War, it was still very archaic technology, and somehow within the span of 4 or 5 years, we suddenly get the ability to send petabytes of information through a little glass tube. It's wild.
You know, and I knew you guys can't tell me that Hitler did not find something, because
I
what
think they
he
did.
was doing was really out of the box. Most of his planes or his development in aircraft were looking like spaceships.
Yeah,
You
the
know,
late war stuff that they made, I think, firmly came from something they found when they were digging around up in the ice above Norway and stuff.
yeah. You know, but the one thing that I can honestly say that the aliens brought, and I'm really, really happy about, you guys want to know?
Absolutely.
They brought zingers. Hey, man, if it wasn't for the aliens to bring in zingers, man, I don't know what I'll be doing, because I hate my
Well, you know we like snacks, so yeah.
I am a zinger fanatic, man. I just wish they made them in boxes.
Yeah.
Like they do the little Debbie snack cakes.
Yeah.
Yeah, those came from Mars, in case you guys don't know anything about that. All right, guys. Hey, Gina, tell the world how to get a hold of you guys.
Okay. You can reach us at official. Was it Scott? He knows that one.
Official.empirical.paranormal@gmail.com.
Yep.
We also have empiricalparanormal.com, which is our website. And you can find us on Facebook if you search Empirical Paranormal.
Yeah.
Or you can call. There's a number. You can call them.
Yeah, and our phone number is on our Facebook page and our website.
And you know what, guys? I wish more paranormal teams would do that. You know, if you want to be contacted, because the thing is, Scott, you can, and Dom, you guys can vouch for this. I do not read every email that ever sent to me. And I know you guys don't. So if I'm got 10,000 emails, man, I'm not going to check every one, but it could be that one where somebody's trying to contact you. But you missed over. So, hey, guys, if you're out there and if you're listening and if you got a Facebook page, hey, put your number on there so a potential client can call you. That's where you can get that hands-on feel, contact, man. You can talk to somebody, because the email, it's just going to get bumped into the waste bucket. You know, I've contacted so many paranormal teams and email, and they never call me back. But you guys called me. I called you guys, and you answered. Thank you, Gina.
You're welcome.
Professional.
Thank you. Hey, guys, it has been a pleasure talking to you guys. Scott, getting to know you. I'm still going to send you that care package. And then, you know what? I'm so disappointed in myself because I didn't get to pick on you as much as I wanted to.
There's always next time.
There, you're right. There's always next time. And plus, you're moving to Dallas. So
I wish. It's a beautiful city.
No, it's not. It stinks. Hey, man, if you guys ain't never been to the cattle yard, man, you don't want to go there. But I heard it's very haunted, though. So you might want to check that place out. All right, guys. Hey, I'm about to get out of here, man. and I know you guys got dinner, and Gina got a. I know she wrote my recipe down for my spaghetti. I know you did.
I can't
So-
wait till we have our holiday get together because maybe I'll make your spaghetti for everybody.
Oh,
I'm down for that with the cornbread in it.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Hey, and I know people that actually put corn in their spaghetti also.
Not sure about that.
Can't.
I'm not too sure about that.
It's a southern thing. Don't worry about it. You guys, trust me, when you get down here and you eat it, you're gonna love it. I can almost guarantee you, man. It's when they say Texas is like a whole other country, it really is. So, and we got some good Tex-Mex. I don't know if you guys like Mexican food.
Oh yeah.
Kid from college calling, but he can wait. All right, guys, let you guys get out of here, man. It has been a pleasure talking to you, Gina. I appreciate it, man. I really do. For you coming back on the show, I hope I redeemed myself from last time.
Thank you so
You were
much.
great last time.
And
It
I
was great
appreciate,
last time. Yeah.
Yeah.
and I appreciate you bringing on the extra crew, Scott, Debs, and you guys. I finally get the chance to meet some of the team, so I appreciate you guys coming on the show. Also,
Absolutely.
Thank
feel
you.
free to share this podcast with friends and family, and all that stuff. Other paranormal teams, if you choose so, to tell them how funny I really am, and so on and so on. Sorry that we did not get a lot of questions like I wanted, but we got enough.
Oh, there's always another time we can come back.
Well, the next time you come, it's going to be in person. Hopefully you guys will come down and visit, and so on. Come down during the wintertime, man. It's like 12 degrees here.
It's 12 degrees
Then
here.
we'll feel just like home.
But it's better than minus 12, right?
that's true.
So you guys are good.
Yeah.
All right, guys. You guys have a safe night. Gina, if you got any questions, feel free to call me about that project we were working on. I don't know if you were able to get that going as far as you're letting your other, posting this podcast on your Facebook, because I don't think you got that accomplished. Did you?
I
didn't see
don't
it.
know.
Or not, Scott or Dom, the Tech Suave guys, I think they should be able to figure. It's real easy to do. In case you guys ever have a podcast again, and you want your followers or your viewers or whoever that follows you guys want to, look at the podcast, it's pretty easy. StreamYard set everything up to be easy, so you guys shouldn't have no problems with it. So on and so on. But
Well, I'll
hey,
share this. I'll put it on our page.
okay, that'd be work. And if you need a link, if that didn't work and you need a link to put this on your page, just call me, text me. I'll send you the link to it. No problem.
Okay, awesome.
So-
All
Thank
right,
you.
sounds good.
All right, guys. You guys enjoy your evening. I'm going to go eat me some spaghetti.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey, all right.
Thank
Hey,
you.
guys. All right.
Thank
Hey,
you for having us.
yes, ma'am. Anytime. This is Terry with NSPS TV Paranormal Podcast. Hey, sitting here in the Lion's Den. You know what? I could never say you're in. What is it? Empirical
Empirical
Paranormal from Southern New York, man. Hey, think about spaghetti. You guys have a good night.
You
Peace.
too. Thank you.
Enjoy.
You too, thank you. Bye.
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 Oh. her now. Let's see.
All right, guys, what you guys think, man? A very funny podcast show tonight. Very successful. Great team out of New York, man. Those guys are doing a lot. Gina seems like she's got a great staff under her. Scott, Dom, Deb, and no telling how many else opportunity to meet. But hey, I really appreciate them coming on the show. Hey, don't forget to get that like, share, subscribe. Let's get these numbers up, guys. I really appreciate everyone with the support and love and all that stuff. Hey, but in the meantime, let's get that HBO special. Help a brother out. But in the meantime, hey, if you want to catch this podcast, you can catch it on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, and Instagram. So check out all those social media outlets and more to come. There is more to come, guys. I'm working out Rumble, and I'm working out there's another social media that I'm working on. So, but it's going to take time for me to actually get that, but it's going to happen. So, hey, feel free. In the meantime, you guys enjoy this. Oh my God. I'm not going to say enjoy because it's freaking cold outside. You guys enjoy your evening. Appreciate it. Peace.
And gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? It's time for the final countdown. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What's up?
Let's rock.
I was in a park.